Welcome back, guys. Time for another faction preview, and this time we're going to be talking about the Vrykul. And this is a pretty unique faction. Very strong melee units, very durable units. Pretty much all of them have double hit points or even more than that. So they'll be interesting to talk about. First, the Vrykul Flesh Rippers, an undead unit that they have, just really good. 18 attack, 17 defense, 5 hit points. They frighten nearby enemy, just pretty good. And they're a little bit pricey, but I think because of the 5 hit points combined with the 17 defense, they're worth it. And then we have the Vrykul Bone Hackers, very similar stats. They frighten nearby enemy, 21 defense, 6 hit points, so a little bit more durable, 19 attack. And same thing, a little bit pricey, but definitely worth it. Because they're so durable, you don't have to replace them. Then we have a Vrykul unit that's not undead, the General's Bodyguard. And as far as General Bodyguards go, they are pretty good. One of the better ones. 21 attack, 23 defense, 5 hit points. They frighten nearby enemy. Very solid. Very expensive, but it's a General's Bodyguard unit, so you don't have to recruit them a lot. Then we have some shock troops, the Dragon Flayer Iron Helms. 26 attack, 23 defense, 8 hit points. Extremely durable, and they have a Warcry ability that increases their attack. They can go berserk. And same thing with the previous units, they frighten nearby enemy. Extremely powerful. Definitely worth the 4K if you use them right. And then another shock troop, the I can't say it, Imirjar Champions. 25 attack, 23 defense, 8 hit points. They frighten nearby enemy. Extremely good, and they look really cool. Love those two-handed axes. Then we have a monster unit. It's a Storm Giant, and these guys, the units just keep getting better and better. 23 attack, 40 defense, 12 hit points. They inspire friendly troops, but they scare enemy troops, and they have a special attack. Extremely good. And you get all that for only 4K. Very, definitely worth recruiting. And then we have a Mammoth, and they are just as durable. 25 attack, 36 defense. Hit points are a bit lower than you would expect, but 3 hit points. Special attack, they scare enemy troops. Really good. 6K, a little bit more, but definitely worth it in my opinion. Then we have a kind of less armored unit, the Battle Maidens. But even this really basic cheap unit has 5 hit points. So their defense, it's 11, a little bit low. But they have 5 hit points, so you multiply the total health by 5, and then extremely durable for a cheap basic infantry unit. And they also scare enemy troops, so they're kind of one of the default. You could consider them the equivalent of human militia or other militia units of other factions. They're the worst unit, and they have 5 hit points. That's crazy. Then we have the Spear Sisters. Wow, I like their helmets. Same thing. Basic unit, 7 attack, 11 defense, but they have 5 hit points. It's like every unit has to have 5 hit points. And they also scare enemy units. Then we have the Vrykul Raiders. Whoa, 19 attack, 19 defense, and 5 hit points. Again, we keep seeing that 5 for the basic infantry. And they scare enemy troops as well. Then we have the Vrykul Warriors, 19 attack, 21 defense, and then again, 5 hit points, and they scare enemy troops as well. Dragon Flayer Housecarls, 21 attack, 23 defense, and again 5 hit points. And again, they scare enemy troops. We're noticing a pattern. Vrykul Huntresses. Oh, finally, one that has 4 hit points. But for an archer unit, that's still they're extremely difficult to kill. Their missile attack is a little bit low for an archer unit. However, they are effective against armor, so that makes them really good. And they have long-range missiles. Wow. Can't wait to use these guys. And then you have the Vrykul Mystics, and they're actually pretty weak for a spellcaster unit, which makes sense. The Vrykul were never known for their mages. They're a melee heavy faction. So, however, because they're Vrykul, even though their missile attack is low, they have high melee attack and high defense and 4 hit points. So really, these guys, you can easily use them as a melee unit. Then we have their famous Drake Riders, and Drake Riders are usually good in any faction, and this is true for this one as well. Attack is a little bit low, however, they have 26 defense, 5 hit points, they have armor penetration, really good, and they're also fast moving, which is usually the case with flying units, so extremely good for quick tactical maneuvers on the battlefield, outflanking the enemy, protecting your flank, and so on. And then we have the Proto Drakes. I actually tested these guys out recently, so I have a few things to say about them. So their base stats are really good. The melee attack, the defense, the hit points, they scare enemy units, they're fast moving, all that. However, they suffer from the same issue as a lot of other dragon units. When they use their missile attack, they don't always use it, and even when you command them to use it, they don't. They kind of randomly seem to use it. So I don't know if that was intentional or if it's a bug, but it's a little bit annoying. But the good news is they're so durable because of the 15 hit points and 35 defense that even though it's going to takes them longer to use their missile, which is really a magic attack, takes them longer, they have the time to survive to do it eventually. So that kind of makes up for it. So that's it for the Vrykul. Their unit roster is a little bit limited, but every unit that they do have is worth recruiting. Notice there wasn't even one unit that I said wasn't worth getting. They're all good. They're all solid. Even the weakest kind of militia equivalent is good. Definitely try these guys out. They play differently from any other faction. The faction I would say they're closest to would be the Horde, because they're both very melee heavy factions, a lot of armor penetration. And the starting location is interesting as well. Once I'm done with the Sand Trolls campaign, I will be playing as these guys. So you guys have that to look forward to. If you liked the video, please give it a like, helps the channel a lot. Subscribe if you want to be notified to see more of these, and I'll see you guys in the next one.